I thought I'd do a little one on Pleiones. Pleiones are terrestrial orchids, ground orchids, that originated in Southeast Asia in the foothills of the Himalayas. And these are Pleione, Versailles, Buckleberry. And they will quite happily sit outside, live outside, but birds love to scratch around, blackbirds in particular. And blackbirds would destroy this pot in minutes of scratching around looking for earthworms. And here's another one. A lovely, lovely bunch of Pleione, Versailles, Buckleberry. These will end up outside. They don't mind a little bit of cold. They can handle it down close to zero, close to freezing, but you don't really want them hit with a heavy frost. So if you look after them in a cool veranda, someplace where they're not going to be frozen solid, bring them out when it starts thawing in the spring and they'll be just fine. So I thought I'd pull these things out and show you how I pot them up. Now this one, when you are growing Pleiones, you'll also have something like this. They don't look like much. Let's lift one of them out. Surgery. Let's lift one out. Okay, right here. Okay. They're like a little fat hair. See that? They're like a little fat hair. But that is actually a bulbil that will grow back into a nice Pleione. It'll probably take, see, this one's almost out of the ground. That's fine. It'll probably take 2 or 3 years before those are flowering size. Now the funny thing about Pleiones is that they are really sort of like an annual. Let's pop these out. Oh, gentle, gentle, because they don't have any roots on them. I've trimmed them off. Okay. Now that's going to be its flower spike. The flower comes up first. After the flower's dying down, the leaf will grow, and they have usually 2 strap-like leaves. And the roots won't develop until it's just about at that leaf stage. Now, I didn't really want to do this, but I will. I'm going to take and just empty everything out. And you see, in the middle, yeah, I'll leave some of that potting mix. It's all tumbled up now. In the middle, I put a little layer of dynamic lifter, which is pelletized chook shit, poultry manure. Okay, and then a very open friable potting mix. This one is potting mix, a very good open potting mix with a little bit of coir peat. So there's 4 parts open potting mix, 1 part of coir peat, and a little bit of pine bark in there. You don't want the real coarse pine bark, so if I get stuff like that, that gets chucked out. And there's gravel in there, charcoal. I make my own mix, and it works out fairly well. Now with the Pleiones, when you pull them out of the pot, they're going to have long fibrous roots, which basically are dead. So all you want to do is just snip off and leave 10 or 15 millimeter pieces of roots, just enough to help stabilize them, and pot them about 1/3 to 1/2 their depth. You don't want to plant them too deep. And I always try and plant them a little bit You don't have to, but a little bit of an angle so that that little bud will have an easy time of it. Firm it down a little bit. Yeah, fat finger time. And don't forget to put a label. These came from Gabriella, so there's the GC. And I put a date on it, and sometimes my initials, but that's it. Pleione, Versailles, Buckleberry. That's it. A lot of babies there. After all of this, I have somewhere back in here maybe 150 little babies. In these two pots, there's about 15 to 20 each. So if all goes well, I'll have a really, really nice display. Okay. Thank you very much, everyone. See you next time.